Charlotte.
Hi, Mandy. Welcome to Family Home Evening and stuff.
Hi, Tiffany.
Hey, what's up? Oh my god, hello you guys.
Welcome to Family Home Evening
Oh my goodness.
with Bad Mormons. Are you guys ready to record a podcast or what?
Shit, yeah. Heavenly Father and I are ready to roll.
I just took a giant shot of whiskey.
Sinner.
Charlotte, yours is still full over there.
This is a sipping whiskey?
That's true.
This isn't a pounding whiskey.
That's a fair statement.
Tiffany, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking agua. I don't know how to say it in Japanese yet.
Mandy, do you know?
How to say water?
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, that doesn't help us at all.
So Tiffany's learning Japanese.
We'll have something to repent for next week.
But for real, we opened this bottle from the Prisoner Wine Company called Unshackled.
And it's delightful.
It is delightful. We keep trying to buy the details, which has been our most recent under $25 bottle find at Costco, and they've been out. And they've been out.
It's delicious.
And they've been out. And they've been out. So we settled for this one. It's not quite as good as details, but it's pretty fucking good.
It's pretty wonderful.
And it's $20 a bottle.
And you can't go wrong at $20 a bottle. If you're wondering why you're here, well, that's a good question. But here's the deal. Me and Mandy, and Tiffany for that matter, sisters, Mormons, Jack Mormon.
There were never such devoted sisters.
And we like to make fun of Mormons a little bit, but mainly tell you drunken stories of when we should have died or, at least gotten seriously injured.
Yeah, the theme of the podcast, really, we decided during the last episode, was we like to poke fun at the 3 R's. Do you remember what the 3 R's are?
I remember that we came up with 3 R's, but I can't remember what they are.
It's religion.
I'm gonna guess. Can I guess?
Yeah, go, guess.
We're making fun of 3 R's?
Yeah.
Relationships.
Oh, that's a good one.
What was the other one?
Rheumatoid arthritis.
I got relationships, rheumatoid arthritis, and what was the other one?
Yeah, and I haven't thought of it yet. Rubik's Cube.
Wrong. You're incorrect on all 3 counts.
But I like where you're going. It was religion.
We like to make fun of religion.
Republicans.
Definitely Republicans.
And
neighbor Ron.
Tiffany's neighbor Ron is the new. Well, the third one was racists. I'm willing to bet Ron's a racist.
Yeah, maybe. I hope
Dollars
not.
to donuts.
Okay.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's change it already, since it's our podcast and we can do whatever the fuck we want. It's the 4 R's, and I'm gonna make a shirt for our new merch store. Which, if you haven't checked it out yet, it's the link is in our link tree, which is on all of our social medias. It's from TeePublic, and I may or may not have ordered a gigantic tapestry with our logo on it so that we can do live recordings next to the Trump stand around the corner from our house.
I'm so excited for that.
So
I love confrontation. So
stay tuned for that.
I also want to point out that Mandy is sitting in a cult tank top with a Bad Mormons purple hoodie.
Cult member.
Cult member.
You can't see it because my boobs are too big and my stomach's too fat.
It's got a cool cat on it. You know the one. But yeah, and then it's got our cool logo, but graffiti type on the back of a purple hoodie. And it's actually, I wasn't going to buy one, and now I have to.
We'll do a photo shoot so you can.
I would like to point out that I am wearing my church merch.
Fabulous.
Happenstance.
Perfect. I haven't uploaded the church merch yet to the new TeePublic website, but it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, then it's totally gonna blow up, right?
Oh my god.
Totes.
It's doing pretty well already, so.
Well, you kind of nailed it on all of the logo type
Thanks.
designing. You done good, kid.
Thanks. I feel pretty cool right now.
Yeah. You look pretty cool is all I'm saying.
This wine's good. Hey, let's give a quick shout out to our patrons.
Hey, patrons!
And I also have a very special VIP shout out this week for my mate in Australia. His name's Cam.
I love Cam.
He's a huge cunt.
He's a good cunt.
I forget. I know huge cunt is not the way you say it in Australia.
you say
but it
they're a
has
good
something
cunt.
to say with a cunt. He's a mate. He's a cunt. He's a. I'll have to. I butchered it. I'm sorry.
You should be embarrassed.
I am. I'll repent next week. So, our listenership in Australia is strong. So, what's up? What's up, Australia?
Whoop, whoop.
Cunts.
You're
What's
a
up,
bunch
cunts?
you're a bunch of good cunts.
I don't think it's always good cunt, but
I think that's the way I picture it in my brain. That's the way it's coming
fine.
out.
You know what? That's the way it is now. Like I said, it's our podcast, and we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Hell yeah. Speaking of repenting.
Why are you looking at
Did you
me?
say recunting?
Recunting. Good one.
I do have something to repent for. A surprise, surprise. Last week, we talked about how I went to church camp and learned how to tie knots and shoot guns at rabbits. Well, targets that had illustrated rabbits on them. And I couldn't remember the name of the camp, and we had a lot of people write in to tell me that it was Camp Lomia.
Oh.
Or Lomia, I think is how you say it. But it's up I guess it would be North Fork. It's right when the fork happens right past First Dam area-ish.
Okay.
So it's not too far up the canyon.
I don't have anything to repent for, except for the fact that I plan on reenacting the story that I told last week, because I'm going to be going to Logan next week. Yes!
What was the story you told last week?
Hitting the poor fish's head over a rock.
Oh, you're going to do that again?
Yeah, Dad said that we can go down the Snake River.
It's a week of murder.
Yeah.
Fish murder.
I'm going to make him do it, though. I'm 40 and I still can't. Daddy!
Oh my god, you totally only look 40.
You bitch.
You don't look a day over 39, sure.
You're a real cunt.
Not in a good way.
Not in a good
But the bad
Australian
kind.
way.
I had to have a rat funeral today.
Oh, yeah, that sounded sad.
There
Oh,
was
rat
Funeral? Yeah, she
there was a very, very irate, angry white woman who's not rich but likes to pretend she's rich. Those are the people that shop at my store these days. And she was very, very irate because there was a sick rat that was dying out in front of the store, and it had just found a shady spot and just basically just laid there to die.
Aw.
And nobody wanted to do it or touch it or anything, because they could carry disease.
And it ate poison.
It probably ate poison. So we called the pest control like we usually do. But meanwhile, it's like 20 minutes later. And so I go out there with some towels, and it's just looking at me like Dexter looks at me sometimes, which is just like, kill me. So I wrapped it up in the towels, and I picked it up, and I brought it out to the back, and I put it under a palm tree, and I covered it up with a leaf so it would have some shade. And it died that day, but it died later, which is today.
Like, oh, you should have put some water out for it. But actually, once they eat the poison, once they drink the water, that I think is what really activates the poison. Is
Oh,
what
really?
I've read somewhere. I think I might have to repent for that next week, but that's.
I feel like I wanted to just kill it, like smash its head on the rock like the fish, which is why I thought of it, but I
No.
couldn't do it.
It's so sad. So yeah, Mormon Corner. What's going on in Mormon Corner?
Oh, are you guys ready for Mormon Corner? I don't know if you're ready.
I don't know. I don't think Tiffany's heard about this book, and I think we should do a recap for any new listeners as well.
Do it. Go for it.
So, one of our listeners gave us a book that she found at the Deseret Industries. It's called Woman, not Women, but Woman. Of it.
Let's just say that the title takes up 10% of the cover, and the names of the dudes who wrote the book take up 90% of the cover. How's that sound?
Right?
Are you picking up what we're putting down, Tiffany?
Oh, I'm visualizing it.
Sweet. So Mandy's going to read us a passage from the book.
Tiffany, you're familiar with the Deseret Industries, right?
I'm also familiar with Woman. I own 3 copies. But yes, I'm also Deseret.
What? Do you seriously own this book?
She couldn't
No.
possibly. She studies it nightly to know what her duties should be in life.
All right, I opened this one up. I'm not opening it up at random because I wanted to make sure I had something good for you guys, since we have such a special VIP guest this week in our sister Tiffany. I'm just going to read you a little bit from the chapter called No Greater Honor, A Woman's Role, which is written by, you know what, who fucking cares? Some dude. Okay. I'm not sure where to start, but I'm just going to start where I put the star in the passage. It says, I repeat, Satan is trying to keep us from the full enjoyment that comes from keeping the commandments of God. We must never forget, and we must teach our children to know that Satan is real and determined to destroy us. He knows the importance and significance of the family unit. He knows that entire civilizations have survived or disappeared, depending on whether the family life was strong or weak. We can keep him out of our homes by living and teaching our children to live the principles of the Gospels of Jesus Christ, thereby resisting temptation when it comes, as it surely will. Girls, this is you, Tiffany.
Girl, child, girl.
Prepare yourselves to assume the roles of mothers by gaining knowledge and wisdom through a good education. Wait, let me read that again.
Wait, they said I get an education. I'm confused.
Yeah, hold on. Girls, prepare yourselves to assume the roles of mothers. Okay. By gaining knowledge and wisdom through a good education. All right, where's this going?
I'm confused.
We teach that the glory of God is intelligence, and so we must all be aware of what's going on around us and be prepared to thwart Satan in his attempts to divert us from our divine destiny. With knowledge, wisdom, determination, and the Spirit of the Lord to help us, we can succeed. We also believe that women should involve themselves in community affairs and in the auxiliary organizations of the church. But always remember that home and children come first and must not be neglected. Children must be made to feel that their mother loves them and is keenly interested in their welfare and everything they do.
Right, Mom?
This cannot be turned over to someone else. Many experiments have been made and studies carried out that prove beyond doubt that a child who enjoys mother's love and care progresses in every way much more rapidly than one who is left in institutions or with others where mother's love is not available or expressed. That's pretty good.
I like it.
Let's see what else.
I've been watching a lot of Big Love lately, so I forgot about things like the priesthood and, living the principle. So it's really been bringing the thing back that makes me laugh a lot.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, I just struck gold. Elder David B. Haight has something to tell us about woman as mother.
I would love to know.
Since the dawn of creation, no aspect of a woman's life compares with her divine appointment to be the vessel for the physical birth of a child who has been nurtured within her.
Ew.
Since the dawn of motherfucking creation.
I don't think they said that.
They didn't. The role of mother is actually made up of countless smaller roles that throughout the course of her days she must assume. Mother is a very versatile individual. She is a trusted confidant who may also call us to repent, a builder of character who also repairs broken toys, a healer of wounds who relies as much on kisses as on medicine.
Ew.
A chauffeur who may be delayed until she finishes mending our clothes.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not making this up. I swear to Christ. An economist who lovingly and skillfully prepares what she buys. A homemaker who teaches the most enduring spiritual lessons. A teacher who enjoys play periods along with her child. A friend who is also our most dedicated servant.
Of course she is.
There it is.
There.
That's the point of this
There
book.
it is. You need to be a chauffeur, a seamstress,
A dedicated servant.
but you also need to be smart too, because we don't want no dummies. And I'm surprised they didn't say she needs to work 40 hours a week, bringing in the majority of the money so that the man could somehow just dedicate his life for the church.
To doing the magic priesthood.
Right.
Whatever they do, which I don't ever get to know. Okay, that's enough of that. We gotta save some for next week. I mean, this book could sustain our podcast for at least 3 years.
I think that book and that other book that I was reading from.
Oh yeah, what was that?
Right?
What one was that called?
I can't remember, like Family Veterinarian Horse book from the
right.
1800s or something.
That was a pretty sweet book too, but it wasn't quite as sexist, but sexist nonetheless, because it was all like, what was it? an unwed, like, or not unwed, but just what a spinster,
Instead,
right?
if you don't plan on having children, there's no reason that you have no right to get married, because the only reason to get married is to have children.
That's
Don't they
right.
realize that I could have kids without being married?
Not in 1807 or 1908.
You'd get stoned to death with a baby inside you.
Witch.
Well, that's fun.
Hey, Tiffany, it's been a while since you've been on the podcast, and it's really been a while since you've given 1.5 stars to anything.
Yeah, I haven't been watching a lot of. I've been learning Japanese.
So nothing's angered you lately?
Is
The
Japanese
last thing I thought I
angering you?
really hated was the Army of the Dead. That was just terrible.
God, it was terrible.
That was terrible.
It was terrible, but like really, like on a scale of Cloudburst to like The Thing, it was Army of the Dead. So.
That's going to be a t-shirt in our merch store, on a scale of Cloudbursts to The Thing.
I have to say, I don't know which movie I hated more, Cloudburst or Army of the Dead, because they were both fucking horrible. Zack Snyder is a...
Really, Charlotte? Like,
Don't...
you'd watch Cloudburst again? Because
Would
if
I...
it was like, hey, Tiffany, would you watch Cloudburst or, like, spend a year in solitary confinement? I think I'd be like, oh yeah, solitary confinement, for sure. It was terrible.
Okay, if you had the option, seeing both, to have to sit through Cloudburst or Army of the Dead again, I would...
Army of the Dead, 700 times.
Probably go for Army of the Dead, even though it was fucking horrible, and Zack Snyder should be ashamed of himself.
He should be, and also, like, why does the father, I've said this before, but why does the father figure always have to die? Sorry,
Spoiler!
But, like, in all the movies, in, like, The Quiet Place, too, like, why
He
does
wrote...
the patriarchy have to get overthrown or whatever?
That was the worst part of the whole
die,
movie.
like, right before everybody gets everything they ever wanted.
Maybe.
And also, you're going to do all that for, like, $5 million? I would not even get dressed to go to the gas station to buy a lottery ticket for the chance at $5 million. Like $500 million or nothing.
That's true. You're not wrong about
You're
that.
not wrong.
I'm never wrong.
Ron updates.
Wow, I'm outside right now, so I can't really talk.
Oh, is he out there?
He's always listening.
He's always listening.
Do you think he might want to be a guest on our podcast?
Please don't.
So, I'm inside. I'm going to go to the back room so I don't let him back. And so Ron can't hear me. But his son just got back from Texas. I think his daughter got him back. And I had never caught a glimpse of his daughter before. That she was getting him a haircut. And she's like, hold on, I gotta get something real quick. I gotta get something. And then she goes back, she's like, it doesn't even look that good. And then after that, all of them were a lot and talking a mile a minute. And she's gone. She's left the son who's back in the shed. He's been gone for like a month and a half. And earlier, like today, like a half an hour ago, Ron was angrier than I've ever heard him before, like breaking shit, swearing, for a good 2 hours. And then just while I was outside, he was like really nice to his dog and in a good mood again. So I don't know what happens. I don't know if he's coming down off of something or if the woman in his garage floor like died and he made him really mad. I'm not sure.
Like in the room?
Yeah, totally. I think that probably is what's going on in his garage.
You need to go in and save her.
He just goes into his garage.
Yeah, but like I said, it's probably like the 7th one since I've lived here, because he's a weird dude and he has a lot of weird properties on his property. I mean, by properties I mean structures.
Structures. I say domains.
Domiciles.
He goes into the garage, he turns on Freedom Rock, and then he comes out a new person.
Right?
The music is always on. I was kissing my cat a couple years ago, so I was listening for him at like and calling for him quietly at like 2 a.m. at the garages, you know. So I put my ear up to Ron's garage, and there's always music playing. Like I can't hear it from the alley, but with my ear up to it, I could hear it, and that's what I was like, is that drowning out the screams? Is he like Buffalo Ron?
Buffalo Ron. I'm going to say I would hope... Well, it could be soundproof. You don't know. You don't know.
What about that one lady that got her head stuffed in a carpeted box and was, like, sexually tortured for 10 years?
Wait, what?
They picked her up
they even let
hitchhiking.
her go on jogs by herself. And she would be like, jog and come back.
Because she was brainwashed. She was picked up as a hitchhiker, and they kept her as a slave for 10 years with her head in a carpeted box.
In a cardboard box? Or carpeted?
Carpeted.
Oh.
So it was soundproof.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Ew.
And they'd have her underneath their bed and like have sex on top of her.
She survived. She's
so
alive
it was a
today.
Couple?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
it was a
fucked
man and a
up.
woman. That's why she got in the car, because she's like, oh, there's a man and a woman, and they had a baby.
Ew. People are fucking weird and gross and horrible human beings. Why am I not surprised?
Here, I'll tell you the story. The woman's name was Colleen Stan. She was born in 1956. She's an American woman who was kidnapped and held as a sex slave by Cameron and Janice Hooker in their Red Bluff, California home for over 7 years, between 1977 and 1984.
What?
Mm-hmm. She was hitchhiking from her home in Eugene, Oregon, to a friend's home in Northern California. She was going to a birthday party. The guy and his wife picked her up. She was 20 years old. Stan stated that she was an experienced hitchhiker and had allowed 2 rides to go past her before accepting the ride with Hooker. She reportedly felt confident climbing into the blue van because Hooker's wife, Janice, and their baby was in the car. When they stopped at a gas station along the way, Stan went to use the restroom. A voice told me to run and jump out of the window and never look back, she recalled. But she calmed her fears and went back to the car. According to Stan and Janice Hooker's testimonies, once they were alone in an isolated area, Hooker pulled off the highway and put a knife to Stan's throat. She was subsequently locked in a wooden head box, quote unquote, that was designed to prevent light, sound, and fresh air from entering. Then it goes on to talk about how basically, I'm just reading Wikipedia, by the way. So this guy and his wife had an agreement that they were going to capture a slave to take to the wife's place, because until that time, the guy had been using the wife to act out sexual bondage, and she was not into it. So they decided together that they were going to get a slave to do that. On the night of her kidnapping, she was strung up by her hands, physically attacked, and left blindfolded and suspended while the pair had sex below her.
Ew.
After her kidnapping,
attacked, I'm pretty sure, like, he put cigarettes at her and, like clamped her skin and shit.
Yeah, it says after her kidnapping, she stated that she was tortured and kept locked in a box 23 hours a day until she was given a contract and forced to sign herself into slavery for life in January 1978. In view from the box, propped up against a purse under the bed, was a photo of Marie Elizabeth somebody, a previous victim whose body was never found. So basically, they're like, this is going to be you if you don't sign this contract and be our sex slave.
And how long was she in the box for at this point?
They'd kept her in there for 23 hours a day until 1978, so that was about a year.
Okay.
A year.
A whole year in a goddamn box.
Yeah.
Probably being, like, raped and
oh, yeah, no,
too,
absolutely.
So not always in the box.
Well, you could still keep the head in the box.
Yeah, he brainwashed her to
That's a good
believe...
point, Charlotte.
He brainwashed her to believe she was being watched by a large, powerful organization called The Company, which would painfully torture her and harm her family if she tried to escape. She had to call him master. She was not allowed to talk without permission. He was
And then towards the end, they had her, like, babysitting while they left. They left her alone a lot. And, like I said, that she would be able to go jogging. And then the wife and the husband got into a fight. It's like, you can go anytime, the company's not real. And that's what broke her of her spell.
That's crazy. It's fucked up.
Yeah, totally fucked up. Anyway, so that's cool shit. Corner. No. Uncool shit. That's why you don't hitchhike.
Right.
Even in the 70s.
Well, and also, like, I'm sure we've all watched I Survived. What about that girl who had her arms cut off and she was thrown down a
Oh, right.
She lives here. She lives close to us.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
I heard about that on My Favorite Murder.
Do you ever watch I Survived? Because it's the best show.
Yeah, I remember going and hanging
town.
out with you and Laurie and watching it for about 94 hours when I came to visit once.
Well, you gotta. Yeah, good on us.
Her name is Mary Vincent,
Okay.
and she lives in Orange County, California.
Oh, okay. Good for her.
In cool shit quarter, there are nighthawks feeding above me right now. That's pretty bitchin'.
You know what else is pretty bitchin' is it's trending on Twitter right now.
What?
It's
Nighthawk.
called Arrest Trump Now.
Yes.
And it's a multifaceted hashtag because there's a bunch of shit in the past couple of days that's been pretty exciting for the Trump haters. Okay, so one thing is that the Justice Department has ruled as of 7 hours ago, so we're recording this on a Friday, that Trump's tax returns must be released to Congress. I can't believe it's fucking taken this long.
Right.
But it's finally been ruled upon, so we've got that to look forward to. Also, there's some notes that were released today. Somebody leaked some notes that Trump wrote, and I'm trying to find who he wrote them to. I think it was the Justice Department. He wrote this on a note on paper, and there's pictures of it circulating around Twitter.
Excellent.
It says, "Just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me and the Republican congressman." And basically, and then it goes on to say, like, if you want to continue to have a job in this, whatever your current position is, you're going to side with me and say the election was corrupt.
Wow.
Like, there's pictures of him actually there's pictures of his handwriting on a note that's whoever was in charge of the Justice Department released today.
That's just what, the left wants you to believe.
Yeah, do you think anything's going to fucking happen because of that?
This is what just drives me crazy, is it could have it in writing, in his handwriting, like, I don't believe it. It's just what the lamestream media is trying to tell me.
It's
People,
photoshopped.
right.
Yeah, just say the election. His quote was, "Just say that the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me and the Republican senators."
Oh, good. You're all implemented in that. Good job, dumb shits.
Actually,
I fucking hate Republicans.
you know what I was thinking about?
Senators.
I was thinking about just changing, instead of doing what's trending on Twitter, changing it to say what's trending on George Takei's Twitter, because everything he posts resonates with my soul.
You know what? That man is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
George Takei for president.
Agreed. I'd vote for George Takei. Here, he's got some he posted this thing about Josh Hawley. I don't know if you guys remember Josh Hawley.
Yes, he's the Nazi who put the fist bump up on January 6th.
Yeah, to try to, like, help incite the
riots.
The riots.
That ensued.
He looks like I don't want to be one to attack
Nazi?
someone's physical appearance. I don't want to be that person, but let's just say he has a weak chin.
Says a lot about his character.
I'm not a spring chicken. Listen, there's plenty of things that could be said about my appearance. That's
you
fine.
You don't have a weak chin, though.
I don't have a weak chin. That's for
we may
goddamn
not
sure.
exercise. We might be in shape, but at least we don't have a weak chin.
So, this is basically this Senator Hawley, Republican senator. He has introduced a bill into Congress called the Love America Act. Okay. Guys ready? Oh, he's from Missouri, by the way.
Of course he
In case
is.
anyone...
Oh, he doesn't actually live in Missouri, though, but he represents Missouri, just to make that clear.
Are you serious?
No, 100%.
Oh, what a douchebag. Okay, so Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri is joining the GOP dogpile against their latest boogeyman, critical race theory. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure what critical race theory is, because I never learned that. I know it's become popular and everyone's like, or at least Republicans are against it. I do, however, know from reading this article that it's not a concept that's generally taught to children, K through 12. It's actually an advanced concept, usually taught as an elective to graduate students in law school. Yeah. So that's probably why I don't know about it, because I'm super
like
smart.
When you're a kid, you hear how Christopher Columbus was amazing. And then once you have advanced learning, you realize he's a fucking not Nazi, sorry, but a fucking piece of shit, right? So same thing.
Right. Okay. Well, so I just wanted to put that out there. I have a little bit of learning to do on what critical race theory actually is, because I don't know.
Right.
But apparently the Republicans hate it, whatever it is, because
it paints white people in a bad light.
Yeah, and they're all fucking super racist and white supremacists. If this past 4 years has taught me anything,
Right.
it's taught me that. So he's trying to say it's going to be against the law to teach K through 12 critical race theory, which they don't anyway. And it will also require schools to teach students about the founding documents of the United States, such as the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Declaration of Independence, which are almost certainly already part of every school child's curriculum.
Right.
So basically what this guy is doing is just making noise because he's sort of fallen out of the spotlight. Marjorie Taylor Greene's taking up all the air, and he's like, wait, what about me? I'm a douchebag too.
Right.
Can I have some screen time?
What about me?
This is his tweet. He says, "The left wants to teach our kids that America is systematically racist. That's false, and it's meant to divide. It's time to replace lies with the truth! ! America is a great nation of good people, and our kids should be proud of that. That's why I'm introducing the Love America Act." You know what? That could actually be a sponsorship commercial
We can make that happen.
on its own. We wouldn't even have to doctor it up. We could just say it and put some music behind it, and it would be funny on its own. Anyway.
So, I was just watching Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, and he does about 20 minutes of his hour-long show on one subject, and this week's one was kind of about reparations a little bit, but not really. So, Mitch McConnell, there's a video of him saying, reparations don't make sense. Like, why should we have to pay for something, for something that, was slavery a good thing? No. But that didn't happen during even anyone's lifetime who's alive right now. But that's not the point. The point is there are plenty of documented laws that made it so black people couldn't get home loans. That even, like there was GI bills that would give military people a lower rate so that they could get a home when they got back from military, unless you were black, right? And so it's just, that's what the systematic racism is, and that's what so if you think about it too, if your family owns a home, it's because you're white. Like, to be able to give that wealth, even if it's not even that much. I mean, if you look at how much real estate has gone up, if you could buy a house in 1945 for $20,000 or $7,000, and now it's worth $1 million or whatever, that's because you passed it along in your family, and you passed that wealth in your family. Black people were never afforded that, or Mexicans. So Japanese people got reparations for World War II, but, other people of color have not, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that made me think of that because, there's Mitch McConnell with his fucking turtle face going, well, I just don't see how that applies for today. And it's like, no, it absolutely applies. And that's what John Oliver's saying. Like, Mitch McConnell was born in 1948 or some shit like that. It's like, you were definitely around when all of this racist shit, because they also there was clauses in communities that said they would not sell to black people. Like, don't, and then if they did, like, it was like all they would have, sorry, I'm getting a little angry. They would go through and be like, oh, there's a black person that's going to move into your neighborhood. You better sell or the price is going to go down. They'd scare people into selling their homes just because a black person might move in. The whole thing was super fucked up and pissed me off. But I highly recommend watching it. And the nice thing about John Oliver is even if you don't have HBO, you can watch those clips on YouTube.
So what I took from that whole thing was Mitch McConnell said that slavery was bad. That's surprising me. Just kidding.
McConnell has a weak chin.
He's got the weakest chin.
Does he even have a chin?
No. That is a turtle-looking
It's
dude.
not very true.
I actually had written something down a little later for the be excellent to each other thing, but it's relevant to what you just said, because you were talking about people of color. I read this, somebody had put this thing on Twitter that basically just said, instead of using the term people of color, change that to people of the global majority. Yes. And I was like, that's fucking awesome.
I like that better because it's true.
Mm-hmm. It's totally true. And like I only have the perspective of a white girl from a really fucking white town in the middle of a white country. You know what I mean? I almost to the point where I was like, when I was in my formative like early 20s years, I was actively afraid that I was racist, so I was trying to do everything to not be racist, and then by thinking about it all the time, I thought, oh well, I'm for sure racist because I'm thinking about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I 100% know what you're talking
Yeah,
about. Because
and
I was like, oh, I don't want to be racist. Like, grandma and grandpa are racist, and even though
Yeah.
mom says she's not racist, she's fucking racist.
Exactly.
And I don't want to be like mom.
Exactly. So I don't know, just like hearing that, just that one simple phrase, people of the global majority, it's like, you know what? You're a tiny little speck in a tiny little part of a big world, and your shit's not as important as you think it is.
100%. But I mean, that's why all these white racist people are getting pissed off, is because every year that passes, they're not the majority of the United States anymore. I'm not even talking about the world, but the United States. And it's like you're slowly getting outnumbered. Oh no, right? Whereas if you were just not an like, what are you afraid that they're going to do to you what you've done to them? Or not even saying you, because again, slavery was not when anyone was alive, but actively putting bills through Congress that make it so they can't get ahead is bullshit.
You know, it's almost like they're going to have to change some of the passages in this woman book to be like white women.
Right.
Only white women should be having babies.
Right.
Not just everybody with a vagina and a uterus can be popping them out, because it turns out you're fucking up our white man shit.
Right. But it was also, real quick, there was a video of a woman. So she's got like the beehive, right? It's definitely in the 60s. There's a black and white video. And so she was talking about how a guy had come up to her. She was sitting on her porch. And he's like, seeing if she would sell. She's like, no, I can't sell. I can't afford to sell. Like, you know, I could sell, but then where am I going to buy? I can't do that. And he's just like, well, do you want, you know, and then she stops and turns to her friends who are African-American. She's like, these are not my words. She's like, oh, do you want some, and then N-word, because I don't say it, I don't like it. Do you want some ninjas hanging, or do you want some ninjas moving in and drinking beer on the porch? And she's like, yeah, I'll probably go drink with them. And it was awesome. But it was just like, I just hate people. And again, what's wrong with day drinking? I day drink. Tiffany?
I'm sober as a nun.
I'm sober as a nun in a whorehouse.
Soberer than that.
Do you think this is a good time to take a break and hear a word from our
I
sponsors?
think that's a fabulous idea.
Which our sponsors might be Josh Hawley's new Love America Act, if I can get my shit together in 2 days.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the world famous internet podcast.
It is world famous.
It actually is world famous. You know how many countries we have?
A lot.
I don't even want to add them up, but yeah. I mean, none of them are as good as Australia.
No, clearly not.
But there are quite a few. We just added Austria to the list.
Nice.
Welcome, Austria.
Welcome, Austria.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. It's not just Arnold Schwarzenegger
I think
that we know you for.
Arnold Schwarzenegger joke, and I was like, is that offensive?
Or The Sound of Music. That was Austria.
I never watched it.
Well, we're going to go watch it right after this. I don't think I ever watched it either.
Okay. We'll repent next week and be like, that was a terrible movie.
For
love
somebody,
that, Julie Andrews.
For somebody who loves musicals, I feel like I should know that better, but I'm pretty sure it's happened in Austria.
Here's the deal. I only like a few musicals. I like Joss Whedon musicals, and I like Singing in the Rain. That's it for me in musicals.
Fuck
and
you. I was gonna say.
Superstar.
God damn it, okay, fine.
There's a
Jesus
lot of
Christ,
Oklahoma.
Superstar. No, I'm out on Oklahoma. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, I'm out.
Well, this could go on. Charlotte will repent next week for saying she doesn't like musicals.
I
will
already
see
agreed
to
the
it.
ones, unless you tell me some more later, then I'll repent for them.
You
But
will.
As it
Do you
is
think
now.
Alex Jones as an indie song is a musical? Kind of, right?
Kind of. I do love that
Wait,
one.
what's it called?
Alex Jones. Oh, what is it called?
I'm angry. I've
I've
had
said enough of these people.
They're a bunch of Christian murdering scum, baby, run giant death factors, keeping babies alive and selling their body parts.
God, yes.
That counts as a musical. Are you
Fine,
kidding
I'll
me?
allow it. I also like that musical.
Tiffany, sing more.
What more can I say about these people? I go out and face the scrum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They've got green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we want to eat babies. I have them on video.
We got to repost that. We got to make a monthly reminder to post that on our social media once a month.
Okay, I was going to say, I have posted it. I should post it more.
Should we tell the people some stories?
Yeah, we should probably get to that.
Rocky Horror Picture Show, you like that one too.
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah.
There we go. I knew there was more.
That's it, though. I'm cutting it
No,
off at that one.
there's more.
That's it.
So, Tiffany, I was trying to think of some stories, and I thought it might be fun to tell some of the old 419 stories if you're interested in reliving your shameful past.
Sure thing.
We already told the story on a previous episode about how you got drunk and disappeared, and the whole entire house was out looking around the neighborhood for like 3 hours for you, and we found you in my van under the futon in the storage compartment that you wouldn't even know was there unless you lifted up the bed and opened a secret compartment. So that was fun.
Yeah, I didn't realize anybody would look for me, and also, if I had passed out anywhere more obvious, you guys would have woken me up.
Like a bathtub, perhaps.
Yes.
Bathtubs are cool. Under coffee tables, pretty tight.
So let me just clarify this for the listener who may not know. So when we're talking about 419, 419 is the address of a house where all of our super cool friends lived, and we just hung out there all the time and got wasted and did stupid shit and had a great time. And the name 419 lives in legacy for a lot of people
Infamy.
in Bellingham,
infamy.
Washington.
It lives in infamy.
It lives in infamy as well. The legacy lives in infamy for a lot of people in Bellingham, Washington. So, we have by no means uncovered all of the great stories that happened there. In fact, many of them are they're too short to be their own podcast, but they're great enough to be, I think this should be like the 419 greatest hits.
There you go. I like it.
If that works. Such as, Tiffany, tell me if you remember this. There was an old white guy, blonde hair, with a British accent, who went around to a lot of the different party houses in the neighborhoods and said he was Simon Le Bon.
I don't recall that one.
You don't remember him? He would
remember him.
He would go to your house, drink your beer, and because he had a British accent, which may or may not have been real, like I said, I wasn't very worldly. I'm a white girl from white people town. I don't know shit about shit. This guy would go around with his British accent, and to be honest, I had no idea who Simon Le Bon was at the time. I probably still wouldn't to this day if I didn't have my current roommate situation.
Come on, you never listened to Duran Duran.
I did, but I did not know the names of the people in the band.
I literally only know Simon Le Bon's. Well, no, that's not true.
In fact, I think I was probably telling this story to Craig. And he's the one who's like, oh, from Duran Duran. And I was like, oh, is that what he was getting at? Right. Anyways, so this old white guy who kind of looked then, which was in the year, what'd you say, Tiffany? Like 1997?
It was 1997.
Okay, 1997. So he looked in 1997 very similar to what Vince Neil looks like today, only a little less fat.
Oh, no.
So he was rode hard and put away wet. You know what I'm saying?
Vince Neil.
Gross. Mandy. Nobody needs to ever say road hard and bury that term.
What about, or Bret Michaels today? You know what I'm saying? Like, he had that vibe about him.
So maybe, oh my God, was he Simon Le Bon? Sorry, Simon Le Bon from the future?
I mean, could have been, who knows? But so, yeah, so Bellingham's a college town, so he would go around to all the houses and just go in, drink your beer with his British accent. That was enough to be entertaining. We'd be like, "Ooh, British accent, what's this? Yeah, have some beer, what's up?" Then he would tell us that he was Simon Le Bon, and yeah, just way over my head. I'm sure some people got it because everyone was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
I believe you. I'm ready to believe you.
Okay, so there was that guy, which Tiffany...
There's a dude I dated for a while, and we'd watch TV in the 419 living room, and he was like, "I don't watch TV," so he'd sit in the other room and like not look at anything while we watch TV.
To make a stand against watching TV. I support that.
I don't watch TV. You guys have fun watching Jerry Springer while I go in the other room and sit alone in the dark.
In a wooden chair.
Tiffany, do you remember, we already talked about this one a little bit in a previous episode too, but do you remember the guy who had that Everclear marijuana thing that we were drinking?
You mean the guy from the future? Yes, I do. And it was hash that he soaked in Everclear for a year, and we all took shots. I'm pretty sure Gabe was there too. We all took shots, and everybody instantly blacked out and woke up with wounds. And we're all like, "What happened?" We're like, "Who fucking knows?" We all blacked out after one shot.
Oh my god,
That's
I totally forgot that guy said he was from the future.
Yeah, I remember he told Laurie that it was okay if they had sex because he was like 45 and she was 15, but since he was from the future in 1997, he was 15, so therefore...
That's right.
That is fucking creepy as shit.
Okay, and looking back too, so Lori's our sister, by the way, in case, listener, you didn't pick up on that. But looking back, there's no way that guy was fucking 45 at the time. I'm 46 now.
Right.
That guy was at least 60 when he was trying to fuck my 15-year-old sister.
I've seen him in the co-op, like in the last couple of years, and he looks 65, 70 now, so...
So maybe he was telling the truth.
Gross dreads, probably the same hat. Maybe he came back from the future again.
Did you ask him about it? Please ask him about it. I mean, if you feel safe.
I don't think he'd remember me. I mean, if he's making Everclear hash shots.
Yeah, that's fucking brilliant. I completely fucking forgot about that.
Actually, you know what I would do if I saw him at the co-op? I would run up to him. Maybe I wouldn't touch him. I'd want to grab his hand or his arm or something. But I also don't want to get punched. But, like, grab him a little bit and be like, "Come with me. We've got to go back to the future," and just see what he does.
You'd probably try to stick his penis in you if history serves.
He'll be like, "Wait a second. Am I actually from the future?"
Wait, you're not 15.
Right. You're too old for me, lady.
Yeah, that's right. Laurie was 15. Oh, gross. Super gross. That was also, Tiffany, that was also around the time when we all worked at Taco Time, which was before we even worked at the co-op. In the before times.
I've heard stories about the Taco Time.
Have you heard the story?
We had taco.
For those who don't know what Taco Time is, because if I had only lived in California, I would never know, and especially if you don't live in the state, Taco Time is like the Taco Bell, but just a little sliver more classy.
No, it's way fucking classier. Are you kidding?
Kidding me, Charlotte? They make their beans fresh every goddamn day.
So does Taco Bell. From a bag.
They do not. They rehydrate their beans every day. Taco Time is delicious.
I like how me and Tiffany are like, "Fuck you! We made those beans fresh every day. That shit was not from a bag."
They soak them and they make them every goddamn day, and they're delicious.
Yeah, Tiffany, do you remember how you'd have a giant pot that could fit probably like five-year-old children in it. You'd fill it like a quarter of the way up with beans, like 10 onions cut in half, fill it up with water, a bunch of garlic salt, and then after it had been cooking all night, then you would take a drill, like a power drill, with an attachment on it that would look like a motorboat, like, what do you call it?
Motorboat.
The propeller. And you'd stick it in the beans. And
like the KitchenAid?
And you'd drill them. No, like a propeller, like a boat propeller.
Okay. Oh, okay, like a full-on propeller.
Yeah, Tiffany, right? An actual propeller, right?
Yeah.
And it went onto a drill, like a regular old Craftsman power drill.
That
and you
seem
would
safe.
And you would drill the
OSHA
beans.
approve of this?
OSHA did not approve of this, I'm sure. But yeah, the only thing at Taco Time that came out of a bag was the hot sauce. You just mix the hot sauce with water. Everything else was made fucking fresh.
All right, fine. I take back my review, my Yelp review.
You should.
Of
You just
Taco
delete the
Time.
whole comment because it's bullshit, Charlotte.
That shit is fresh as fuck.
Look, I've heard stories
It is
about
fresh as fuck.
making smoking devices out of their products, which I'm sure they would really appreciate.
I'm pretty sure it was Laurie I was working with when we, and this was, when I say we, I mean,
Laurie.
this was Laurie's idea, to make a crisp bean burrito into a pipe and smoke weed out of it in the walk-in.
It was me.
Oh, it's Tiffany.
Was it you?
It was me. Yeah, it was me.
So,
Because I can't remember, we were having an eating contest, and then we're also like, what can we smoke out of? And so we smoked out of we smoked out, this is how it went. We made a frozen bean burrito into a pipe, and then like we put the straw or something in it, and then we deep fried it, and then we smoked out of it, and then we had an eating contest, I think, and whoever couldn't eat as much had to, maybe I'm getting that mixed up with the time we ate all the spaghetti.
The eating
I was
contest
gonna say,
tracks.
No, I remember,
I love how much
I
our
remember we
family
made a
has
pipe-
eating contests. Go on.
We made a pipe out of the bean burrito, and then I remember I ate it at the end to get rid of the evidence.
Yes, that's true. I do remember that.
Sweet, how did you make the pipe? You put a straw in it? Did you eat a straw?
There was a straw or something to just make the hole to smoke out of, and
Yeah.
I can't remember if we just.
No,
We
Tiffany,
only
this...
one-time use. I've also smoked out of the earth. I don't know.
That's true. Okay, this is what happened. We took the bean burrito, we cooked it, then we took the straw and hollowed out the middle of it. Then we put it back in the freezer with the middle hollowed out. So there was no straw still in there.
Got it.
And then we smoked. We were having an eating contest because we got all the free food because nobody kept track of anything at Taco Time. So that's actually how we fed ourselves for the entire time that we worked there.
Well, when they pay you minimum wage.
Yeah. You
Thank
take
you
your
for
take your
feeding
wages
me.
home in free cheese. Yeah, that actually brought back a bunch of memories, Tiffany, because we did say, why don't you smoke out of the earth, and you dug a hole in the ground and made yourself a little pipe. You lit one end of it and you sucked on the ground like a mole
I don't
or
think I
a...
came up with that. I think that's really called like a Gaia bong or some shit.
Damn hippies.
We were wearing a lot of...
It was pretty bitchin', actually.
We were wearing a lot of patchwork back then.
I've seen pictures.
Okay, well,
Can't pant.
so that happened. And so the reason that this correlates to 419 too is because 419 was like one block from the Taco Time. And so it was like pretty much every single night a bunch of people would come down from 419 and get free food to eat because, like, you know, what
You
else
feed
are we
your
going to do
friends. Yeah.
besides give away food? Oh, and there was a Baskin Robbins next door, and every single day we would trade
Nice.
ice cream for tacos, which was a sweet deal.
I used to do that for Aaron Brothers and Panda Panda before they all became Panda Expresses. And me and a guy I went to high school with worked at Aaron Brothers. He gave me all the art supplies. I had no idea how much they were worth. It would have been hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And he'd get like a free panda plate. I'm like, thanks for all of the free art supplies.
Probably more like thousands of dollars, to be honest.
Probably. I mean, it was a lot of oil paint.
Oh, yeah, that shit's expensive.
He's like, yeah, just put it all in the thing and just walk out with it. I don't care. And I'm like, thanks, dude.
Tiffany, do you remember that time that that you were closing Taco Time? So, like, I was always kind of like the supervisors because I'm the oldest and I'm bossy and I always have to boss you guys
It's
around
true.
and stuff. And so you were closing by yourself one night, and me and all the 419, me and Sean and James and everybody like came down to check on you guys, and you guys were all shit-faced. It was like you and whoever you were working with. There was three of you. Who was it?
Autumn.
Oh, Autumn. Wasn't there? And there was three, right?
Yeah, I don't know who the other person would have been. I just remember Autumn because she was the manager.
Oh, yeah, and some dude. And you guys were fucking drunk as shit. And it was like 7 p.m. or something. I think the restaurant closed at 9. And you guys were shit-faced drunk. And so all of us from 419 came in and we locked the doors. And we had to clean up the place and, like, close everything because you guys were fucking wasted.
Oh, God. I wish I was a customer and came by at that time just to be like, what is happening?
On wine, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
yeah, I remember a little bit of that because I got some lady's order wrong like 3 times. And he's like, please take all of the food and here's your money back.
Now that's customer service with a smile.
Do you remember anything else about that drunken closing night?
No, that was about it. I remember, like, we just couldn't, like, we were all so drunk. I don't remember what we drank, probably whiskey. I don't remember anything about that. I do remember getting that lady because she was really mad, so I was like, here's your money. I'm sure she had to have smelled it on us.
So good that Yelp reviews weren't around back then.
I just remember
or the
Sean.
internet.
I remember Sean with his big dreads doing the dishes, doing all the Taco Time dishes. He didn't even fucking work there, but it was like all these guys had gotten so much free food and they were our friends that they were like, yeah, let's close Taco Time because Tiffany's too drunk.
I'm not gonna lie, that's happened at the Mission Grill sometimes. I mean, we don't do dishes there. Everything's disposed. Yeah, like it's styrofoam. We throw it in the trash. It was a terrible place, but just I'd show up. The bartender would be fucking wasted, and it'd be like, I'll count your drawer for you. Just go, whatever.
Yeah.
But that was a bar. This is Taco Time, and it's entirely different.
Well, I mean, and it's still, even though we're like getting all defensive and it's like, oh, it's all made fresh and we make it by hand and blah, 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 which is true. It's still a fast food restaurant.
They still pay you minimum wage.
They still pay you minimum wage. I feel like I wish we could call James right now, our patron James, because I bet he's got tons of 419 stories.
What time is it in Australia?
I don't know. I've been drinking.
Does he live in Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah, he moved to Australia, Northern Territories.
Just call him and find out. Listen, just call him and find out. He'll listen to it later and he'll think it's very funny.
Okay, that's true.
And if he doesn't, if he's smart, his phone is on silent if he's sleeping. Oh, wait, because that's right. Because when Cameron calls us in the morning, it's very much late at night there. So it would be like middle of the day there, I think, if it's 9:30.
I had it on lock when I was in Hawaii, but now I don't know.
What time is it in Australia right now? 2:38 p.m. It's a perfect time to call him.
Perfect.
Okay, that spider is gonna get you.
Where is it?
It's on your mic.
Oh, God.
There it is. You see it?
Yeah, I have to go now. Goodbye.
Get lowered, lower.
I can't. I gotta go.
No, okay, it's going to the fence. You're good.
I know I'm gonna break the thing. I think I just knocked it onto
It's okay.
my computer.
It went to the. Oh shit!
Fine.
I didn't want to scare
Burn
you.
it down.
Burn the whole thing down. It's on the fence now, so put your arm up on the thing and get rid of it. So it's on the fence, and then it's also then you'll have to do it on the other side of the mic, but it's on the fence, so do it while it's over on the fence. This is why we go to the bar, Mandi. This is why we do the bar.
There's too many spiders everywhere.
It knows not to hang out at the bar. Okay.
Abracadabra.
Nerd.
Okay. I almost broke my computer and my wine glass.
Over a spider. It's just a garden spider. Did you not see it earlier when I was staring at it going up there? And I'm like,
No, I saw it up there.
okay.
Fuck. All right, what were we doing?
You're going to call James. It's 2:38 in the afternoon in Australia. So if he has a job... Wait, it's Saturday there because they're a day ahead, right?
Yes.
So it's Saturday there. Most people don't work on Saturdays, right?
How do we Facebook call someone?
You just do it through your phone.
Secret conversations. What?
Secrets.
Oh.
Will I be able to hear your headphones?
Yo,
James.
James!
what is up?
We weren't sure if you'd answer the phone or what time or day it was in Australia.
God damn it, yeah. I'm sitting at a bar right now drinking an Italian stallion.
Oh, fucking A. Okay, this is what's happening over here. Charlotte, Tiffany, and I are recording a podcast.
Just lost Tiffany.
And we're telling stories about 419, and I was like, we should fucking call.
Yeah.
We should fucking call James and see if he remembers any of these stories, such as
Oh, dude.
the last one we were just telling was the time that we all went down to Taco Time when Tiffany was supposed to be closing the restaurant, and they were so drunk that we had to close the restaurant for them.
Oh, I totally remember that.
I was like, I remember.
They made us food
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we ate a shit ton of food. We got whiskey,
poorly.
and there was a bunch of wine, I remember. And I just remember Sean with his big dreads doing
I know I was
dishes.
drunk. Yeah. I remember being drunk and going down there. I think, was Gene with us?
Totally.
Yeah, he was, and we were like, we basically stumbled our way down there because we were like, because you basically said, hey, because we were bitching about needing food, and you're like, oh, Tiffany's closing, Taco Time, let's go get some food, and we're like, fuck yeah, and I said, because I used to love those fucking crispy burritos that they had there, so we went down there to get those, and they like they sort of cooked food for us, but they were just like in such shit condition, and like we were all in shit condition. It was totally, I mean, like Gene was fucking mopping. I was like picking up chairs and like sort of haphazardly like putting them up. It was like just such a shit show.
Such a shit show. I totally forgotten about that till Tiffany brought it up, and I was like, oh yeah, there were so many like Taco Time 419 crossover stories. I was also remembering, actually, you and I were talking earlier about the guy with the Everclear marijuana thing.
Oh, no, dude, yeah, okay, Dawn. So this motherfucker, okay, okay, I'll tell you about Dawn. So this guy, like, he shows up, he's got his, like, fucking, like sound for a Delta 9 show one night or something like that, and, like, for whatever reason, he hit it off with Sean, because of course he did, and next thing you know, he's, like, kind of living there, and, like, Matt, Gene, and I were like, who the fuck is this guy, right? And he's, like, hanging out in the kitchen doing shit, and, like, after a few days, we're like, so, who are you and why are you here? And those normal conversations that you have with people you don't know that are living suddenly in your house or driveway or whatever it was. And he's like, oh, yeah. It's like, you guys don't mind if we stay here. And we literally told him, yeah, we do. We don't want you to stay here. But he just never left.
Do you remember when he was trying to have sex with our sister Laurie and telling her that he was from the future?
So is the Simon LeBon guy
Yeah, I remember
mistake?
something gross
Different
about
guy.
that. We
Okay.
kicked him out shortly after that.
Yeah, that was the catalyst of him being like getting the boot. But he was like, well,
Yeah,
I was...
No, we were all completely uncool with that at that point. Because what was she, like fucking 14 at the time or some bullshit?
15, yeah.
15, doesn't matter.
Yeah, and
Same
he was,
difference.
And he was saying like, oh, well, I'm really 15 too because I'm from the future or some shit like
From the-
that. I forget.
Right.
Who knows what the deal was? But the elixir that he made, it's all about the elixir because that was why he got to stay as long as he did because
The
he
hash
had
and
this
the
shit. So
Everclear?
basically, he had a pound of weed and that he had a pound of weed that he buried in the ground with a gallon of Everclear, and we're like, say that again. He's like, yeah, like I got a gallon of Everclear and I put a pound of weed in it and I buried it. And we're like, why did you bury it? He's like, to age it. Like, you didn't have to bury it to age it. He's like, yeah, but I buried it. I'm like, all right. It's like basically the conversation was sort of like the one like in Spinal Tap. They're like, why don't you just make 10 the loudest? But it goes to 11. It was like that, but it was with weed and Everclear. Like takes that, redistills it, and it's just like elixir of doom. And so I remember the first time we tried some, like he was pouring. I'm pretty sure you were there, Mandi. He poured like these. We were like taking these shots, and we had to have a spotters behind.
Yes.
And I remember you would take. Okay, and this is where I try to always tell people like, you have to believe me that this is true because I witnessed it before I took the shot, not after, before. And so you would take like about like a third of a shot glass of this like elixir of doom. You'd pour some water in it because it was just too intense on its own, but then it would warm up somehow and like fizz and glow green.
Yes,
And then
that's
you would
right.
do you remember that?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
And
right. I
then
forgot.
And then you would take the shot and then like you'd have a spotter behind you because it felt like drinking a 6-pack and taking like 5 bong hits all at the same time. And so like, oh shit, I fucked up immediately. I remember it wouldn't even like hit your stomach. It would just evaporate somewhere between your fucking back of your mouth and somewhere down your esophagus. It would just be like evaporated into your system, like, absorbed into your system, and you were immediately fucked over. And so like, and then people would drag you to the couch and sit down. And I remember we listened to the same goddamn like, I don't remember if it was side A or side B. Does it really matter? It was Bob Marley. What was it? It was the Wailers. Burn It. And it was like one side. And we just listened to it because it was one of those record players that would just, if you didn't do anything about it, would just play it again.
Yeah.
I swear, like 3 hours went by, we played the same side of a fucking Bob Marley record over and over and over again.
Sounds like my old personal hell.
Wasn't on the Elixir. It's like, how many times are you gonna listen to the same fucking side of the album? We're like, I don't know. And then like somebody flipped it, and we probably listened to the rest of the night, just the other side of the album. As everybody's like fucking glued to a couch.
That's exactly what Tiffany said. She was like, did we lose Tiffany?
Yeah, I called her, or I tried to call her back.
We had Tiffany on the phone too, but she was like, yeah, you would take a shot of it and everybody just immediately passed out and you'd wake up covered in bruises.
Right. Wounds. She said
and wounds. That's right. But I didn't remember that. Like, I remembered taking a sip of it, but clearly I don't remember anything after that. Apparently that's why.
It sounds...
And then you'd get up and like, I think I can walk, and you'd get a beer, and then you'd sit back down, and then like maybe you drink the beer, maybe somebody else, maybe Gremlins drink the beer. I don't know. And at some point you wake up in the morning like, what the fuck happened?
Do you have any other funny like 419 stories that we should put in the 419 episode?
There's just so many.
I know, right?
There's so much shit that would happen there, you know?
And we were all so fucked up all the time.
So okay.
Oh no.
Okay, have you ever had a shower? Okay.
Okay, wait. Okay, you're back.
Have you ever
Sorry.
had a shower beer?
Okay, wait. What's a shower beer?
Okay, exactly. It was invented there. So Sean Creasy comes home, because you remember he used to work nights, and so we'd be hanging out like in the morning or whatever, and like that's right. I got home from work, and he got up in the morning. I don't remember how. Who knows? We were probably stoned. Not matter of fact, I know we were stoned because we were living in the 419.
Yes.
But he I can't remember if he came home or if it was like what the deal was, but he was like, oh, I need to take a shower, but I really want a beer, but I really need to take a shower, but I really want a beer. It's like, you know what, I'm going to drink a beer in the shower. And so we're just like, yeah, whatever. We're listening to the records and like smoking weed and drinking beer on the couch. He comes out like, 10 minutes later. He's like, guys. We're like, what? He was like, that was the best thing ever. I'm like, what? He's like, a shower beer. He's like, the water's warm. It's pouring over my face and my head. But
oh, God damn it.
Like, I want to
I'm losing him.
No!
We were just talking about shower beers.
To this day, I have shower beers. Yeah, because it's the fucking best. The water's warm, the beer is cold, it's fucking fantastic. And anymore, you get those insulated, like, can holders, and so now your beer doesn't even get... Oh, here's another part of that. Because my beer would get warm before I finished it, I'd be like, well, this is fucked up. I was like, oh, I need to wash my hair, so I would just pour beer all over my hair and use that as shampoo, and I probably washed my hair with nothing but beer for like 2 years.
And your hair had never been silkier and shinier.
Oh, dude, it was so good. I had this again because I have to absolutely tell you about a trip to Bend one time where like I was full crotch Ronson, and the quote that goes with it is, "If I kiss you, will it make you feel better?"
We're gonna save.
That's all I'm telling you now.
We're gonna save that.
The time.
Save that for the next episode.
Can we have some merch that says, if I kiss you?
Write it down.
It involves a lot of beer, a Sir Mix-a-Lot concert, me throwing candy at people, calling somebody a white boy, and almost getting in a fight.
I'm gonna make T-shirts, James.
If I kiss you, what was it?
If I kiss you,
will it make you feel better?
Will it make you feel better?
And this was a man I was telling this to.
Game fucking on. All right,
Hey,
James.
strange man, I didn't know it.
Enjoy your beer. It's so good to fucking hear your voice.
Yeah, seriously.
And let's talk again.
Okay.
Okay.
Absolutely. Love you guys.
Love you
All right.
too. Bye, James.
Bye.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I've never met James, but I really wish that I could have hung out with all of you guys during that time because it sounds fucking rad.
Yeah, we had a lot of good times.
We opened originally a bottle of wine that tasted like it had gone bad. I'm curious now with the whiskey and this whole bottle of wine if it's going to taste less terrible.
Taste it. It's French, so try not to piss off the people of France yet again.
Listen, French. Goddamn.
Oh, you already. Oh, nice. Nice, Charlotte.
Listen, France.
Listen, French. We know you listen to our podcast.
So you're going to make me keep it, huh?
And we appreciate
You're not going to let me edit it out.
Nope, you're keeping
How
that.
fucking rude. As I had just stated, I am slightly drunk.
I'm pretty sure.
As I do on this show, you're fucking welcome. My liver, and I do this for you, dear listener.
I'm pretty sure that's why France listens to our podcast, so they can laugh when we butcher shit like the name of this wine, which is Chateau du Provence, the blah, 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 blah.
Bel Air, Georgia. Gloria? It's Gloria, isn't it? Gloria. I don't know.
But it's French.
2016. It should have been good.
It's French, so the G, the L, the O, the R, the I, and the A are all silent.
Glori silent. Sorry, I'm in rare fucking form.
All right. Is there anything we missed about 419? There's got to be tons of stories. I hope this came through in the audio recording. If it didn't, you have a lot of thanks and praise to give to Brother Sean for inventing the shower beer.
Shower beer.
I'm going to have to go back and edit a lot of James because he said a lot of last names, which
oh Jesus,
I loved. And also like, oh, you can't say last names. What if they're...
Oh, that's a lot of editing.
What if they want to run for office someday?
This wine is less terrible now that it's not cold and that I'm drunk.
Fabulous.
Just letting you all know.
Fantastic. All right, well, you know what? If any other 419 stories do come up, we'll just have to, slip them on into another podcast.
Into a DM, perhaps?
Slide into your DMs.
Yeah.
Wait, are you 15? Am I from the future? It's not going to work out between us.
Oh, my God.
Should we call that a podcast?
It's a podcast.
So, just forewarning, it's gonna be a little bit of a different week next week because Charlotte and I are gonna be separated for the first time in 46 years.
Well, at least in 60 weeks. This will be the first time in 60 weeks that I'm gonna go an entire whole week without seeing you, Mandi.
Charlotte's going back to Zion.
I'm going back to the motherland.
The motherland. She's gonna go reunite with her sisters and brothers and elders and sisters. But, however, I think it's going to be fun because you're going to be with all the family.
Right. I will be with Tiffany and Casey.
Possibly.
Kelly blocked me from Facebook, so I'm pretty sure that's not going to be a thing.
There might be a Charlotte Kelly reunion. You don't know.
I doubt it very
Possibly.
much.
So, full of surprises. But we're going to try to do a podcast next week via Zoom with the whole fam. So... Either you're going to get a really fucking awesome podcast next week, or...
You're going to get the worst fucking podcast.
You're just going to get me drinking and going, oh, I wish I was with my family. I was alone.
You know what? I would probably actually listen to that.
What were we going to make our t-shirt say?
If I kiss you, will it make you feel better?
So look for new merch coming. If you haven't already, check out our merch.
Can we put James's face on it?
Yes. If you haven't checked out our merch yet, it's pretty fucking badass. It's on TeePublic. You can get there from the link on our link tree, which is on all of our social media sites. You can pick multiple colors, multiple styles. You can pick whatever you want with whatever design you want on it. In fact, Charlotte's hating on me for my new purple
I'm a little
lightweight
fucking
hoodie.
jealous is all I'm saying.
But, I'm not just going to buy you. What if you want a navy blue one? What if you want a
Okay, that was kind of my thought was, I don't know if I'm a purple I've got purple hair. So can I really pull off a purple jacket? Can I get it on black with white, or would that look stupid?
You can get it whatever you want.
Magenta.
It is up to you, girl.
I love this fucking shit.
The options are limitless. So go to TeePublic and follow the link in our social media. If you're enjoying our podcast, you know what would make us so happy?
Go on over to Apple Podcast. Leave us a review.
And a rating. If you're going to leave us 1 star, Don't you dare do that shit anonymously because
No.
somebody did that. One person did that, and it's been driving me crazy. Even though I'm
Well,
pretty
you know
sure
it's your cousin.
Yeah,
right?
I'm pretty sure it's the prophet.
The one mighty and strong?
Yeah. And if you're not a patron yet, and you're curious what all the Patreon's about, you're in the inner circle. You get our eternal love and affection. You probably get stickers. Sometimes you get merch, and you definitely get free videos of us getting drunk.
We also become your best friend, so...
Oh yeah, immediate best friend status.
I'm like, oh my god, who's the person? They're my best friend.
There's a lot of different ways you can donate, but it starts at $3 a month. I mean, who can't afford that? That's like one latte every month.
Less than a latte.
And it's less than
like
tithing.
$5. Just stupid.
It's less than tithing and way more fun than church. That's what I'm saying.
100%.
We've got a YouTube channel.
You should go ahead and like and subscribe it.
Absolutely. And lastly, that's pretty much it.
That's it. Bye.